Here we go, lads, talking utter, total garbage talk on a podcast here. The Sky Sports podcast. Lewis Hamilton now. Ferrari are worried about Lewis Hamilton because his performance was not great. Give me a break, lads. If you watch it, well then that's fine. If you enjoy it, no problem at all. But I'm here to just correct the scenario here, okay? Especially for any Lewis Hamilton fans. I'm not even a Hamilton fan, but I'm here to reassure you, okay? From an ex-racing driver who knows the guy, who's been around there. He was 6 years behind me, okay? That's like being in school. We were pretty close in the racing world at the time. Here's why Ferrari are not worried about Lewis Hamilton for next year.
Walsh running the Irish green, and look at the move he's making down to the inside.
Moves to the front with fifth all the way to the lead in lap one.
Walsh takes win number 2.
Peter. Walsh. Now, if this is your first time ever watching me, lads, okay, you might be thinking, whoa, what's this guy talking about? Yeah, I used to be a race car driver. I know the racing world inside and out. I know the corruption. I know the good stuff. I know the bad stuff. I know everything about racing. Everything. There's nothing people can tell me. And here's the thing. If you've watched me before, you'll know, right? I'm not a Verstappen fan. I'm not a Hamilton fan. I'm an Alonso fan. But you know something? Even though I'm not a Verstappen Hamilton fan, I have stood up for these guys countless times in the 2023 and 2024 season because I respect them. I respect them. Okay? And if they've been wronged by other people, I will always jump and stand up for them because that's what I believe in. Fairness. With me, you get no bias whatsoever. All right? I'm not going to, well, you know, Alonso's this and he's that and blah, 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 blah. No. Not at all. Okay? And I don't twist my bias based on certain drivers. Not for 1 second. So, let's start this off. I'm not a Hamilton fan. In fact, he annoys me. But what I will say for him, and I'm batting for him 100% today. Now the talk on Sky Sports podcast is Kareem and Naomi, is it Naomi Schiff, the black girl who's on Sky Sports, the presenter. Anyway. They were talking that, oh, Hamilton is in trouble now and his performance is not going to be good and what's going to happen for him for Ferrari. Total and utter garbage talk. All they're trying to do is just create a story, get some views, get some likes, get some comments, right? These people are lying to you. And I'm not joking you here. They are lying to you. Now, listen. If you think, oh, listen to this guy here now, he's coming in with this like, oh yeah, I'm Mr. Truthful and all this, and I'm going to get some likes after it. No, I'm here to set the record straight because I'm always sick to death of all these crap talks going around. All right? And it's not right. It's not fair because they're lying to you to get you to watch. They're suckering you in. Suckering you in. Okay. I need to take a breath. So, what's going on? Hamilton obviously hasn't been at the races this year, right? Start of the year, he announces that he's going to Ferrari, as I'm sure most of you know. Now, the thing is, Hamilton said to Toto Wolff and Mercedes that he's going to Ferrari, but here's the thing. He said it to them before the first round of the season. Now, what does that do? I know this from the racing world. What that does is send a nuclear bomb go off in the whole team because the guy hasn't even jumped into the car yet for the season and he's just announced that he's leaving? I mean, really? Well, as in Mercedes, you'd be getting paranoid with the guy, right? Going, hang on a second. Are we that bad that he's not even given us one, maybe two, maybe even 3 rounds of this year to decide, you know, after all we've been through together? What is it, 5 world championships together? And he still can't just give us maybe that little benefit of the doubt that we've got things right for this year. Right? He couldn't even do that. And he's packing his bags. Yeah, I'm out of here. Good luck. Like, it showed a lot of disrespect. It did. At the same time, you know, you can understand why, look, if Lewis Hamilton always wanted to go Ferrari, okay. But you know what he should have done, and especially, lads, you know what? I'd be very loyal to that team, Mercedes, especially if I won 5 world championships. I mean, what if I could do my 8th one? I would much rather finish off and get my 8th and have the most world championships in history than just go to Ferrari because it's Ferrari. I'd much rather that, and I know 99% of race drivers would rather the exact same too. We don't care what the color of the car looks like. We don't care if it's got an umbrella attached over it. As long as it's the quickest car down the field, that's good enough. You automatically fall in love with the car. All right? So what he should have done is he should have waited for 2 or 3 races, and even if he had Ferrari, look, Vassar saying, hey, Lewis, come join us. He should have held it off and said, look, sorry lads, but look, even tell them the truth. Tell them the truth. I owe it this much to my Mercedes team. I owe it to them. And listen, I tell you what, if the results don't come in after the first 3 races, I'll sign with you. Is that fair enough? And then, maybe then things would have been different. But, man, play the odds here. Play the odds. Now you can argue, well, maybe Lewis Hamilton knew a certain development that was coming out. Bollocks he did. Okay? I wouldn't have been able to predict this, me being a driver. No one can except the engineer, the chief aerodynamicist, and the team boss, and the investors who are pumping money into the place. The driver wouldn't have that knowledge at this stage of the game, especially for the up-and-coming year. Okay? He just wouldn't have that knowledge. So anyway, the point is, the real point, sorry, is that this would have sent a shockwave through the system. Toto Wolff would have been emotionally hurt, I'm going to say, probably, yeah, after everything they've been through. And he's turning in the back of the team. And so what happened from that, they decided to put, well, I would say 99% of their energy into George Russell because, hey, this jockey, this boy's, he's had enough. He's not hanging around with us anymore. So you know what? We're going to give all our attention now to Russell. He's staying with us. We'll develop the car with him because next year, Russell will be plugged in, ready to go. And what about if Hamilton goes off and says, oh, hey, Ferrari, yeah, we had that sort of tweak on the back wing there. Yeah, maybe we should try that. They wouldn't want him involved in a lot of the feedback sessions and development sessions, right? They wouldn't have wanted him there, Or even if he was, they would have been restricted with him. They certainly wouldn't have had him in every meeting. That's for goddamn sure, lads. I can tell you that for a fact. So he has been struggling this year. He has not got the attention from the team. They've given it to Russell. He's had a couple of good races, yeah. But he's not got the attention. And he's been struggling. But every race team in the paddock know this. They all know it. The racing world would know this. Right? So him going to Ferrari next year, Vassar's not going to be worried. I'll even give you a story, lads. I went to America. I was meant to be signing up with the American number 1 team in Formula 2000. Something happened with my visa. It got delayed. The whole thing went belly up. So then I had to sign with another team. But I was going as their number 1 driver. I would have had a great engineer, this guy called John Hayes. And by the way, John, if you're still around and watching, I love you, my man. You were awesome. And John, I saw him halfway through the season when I signed with the other team. I was struggling. The car was not good. And I'll never forget, I met him in the paddock and he goes, Pete, are they, you're not doing too well, huh? I went, yeah, struggling. Are they slowing you down? I've never heard an engineer say that to another driver who's in a different team. I've never heard that, ever. Ever. Okay? He knew the story, right? He didn't have to figure things out. He knew the story. I knew the story. Everybody knew the story. And that was the guy that I was going to be in with the number 1 team that I was meant to be going with. And just all went to crap. So, the point is, lads, everybody in the race paddock knows this, what Mercedes are doing. They're putting their time and money into George Russell, which is very understandable, right? Of course it is. Of course. And then, we see, like, there's an article here on the F1.com. And they're saying that, Toto Wolff, he's not allowing Lewis Hamilton to test drive with Ferrari at the end of the year because he's got plans with them. Hamilton was trying to get out of it. He's under contract until probably January 1st, 2025, lads, right? I don't know the ins and outs of his contract, but it probably is. Toto Wolff has plans for him, apparently. Now, They're trying to make it seem a little bit that Toto's being unreasonable. Maybe he is, maybe he's not. Doesn't matter anymore. Personally, I think it's Toto's F you to Lewis Hamilton a little bit. Right? I really do think it is. Listen, buddy, you did it at the start of the year. I'm not going to do you any favors, put it that way. And I think that's what's going on here. But guys, the point is here. The point is, and especially for you Lewis Hamilton fans out there, right? I mean, this is even like almost a dedication video just for Lewis Hamilton fans, okay? I don't even like your boy. I don't like him. But he's a damn bloody good pilot. And he was not slow this year because he just didn't find his pace. He got slowed down. He didn't get the attention that George Russell was getting. All right? And he's going to be fine next year going to Ferrari. Believe you me, he will show up focused, ready, determined. He'll be ready to go. That is for goddamn sure. And ignore the bollocks talk from Sky Sports. Anyway, enough today, lads.
Walsh running the Irish green, and look at the move he's making down to the inside.
Moves to the front from 5th all the way to the lead in lap 1.
Walsh takes win number 2.
Peter Walsh.